we go. The first thing I need to say is that is one of the greatest no-gi outfits that I've ever seen in my life. You know, we were talking, Sam, about the possibility of some wrestling exchanges here, but none of that immediately. Ashley Bendle in on the legs, and we know that Sophia
is also in on the legs.
Yeah, and she is very, very versed. I mean, training under Gary Tonin, you're going to be, but she loves to attack the legs. Her favorite technique is the heel hook, and she's on it there. I mean, we have seen in the past that Ashley potentially has a bit of a weakness sometimes with the leg lock game. She's improved so much over the last couple of years when it comes to the leg locks, but she's going up against a real leg lock assassin in Sophia Cassella.
I think the way that Ashley passes, it often leaves her foot there. But you know, from what I've seen of Ashley, she gets into these top dominant positions, and she'll wait until a situation arises, and she'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, Ashley is known for her brutal top pressure, and I mean, I remember Ash Williams and Chris Reese telling me about this young girl that they've got who, when she was purple belt, brown belt, who just has the most savage shoulder pressure from side control that you've ever seen, and then we've seen her really transform into an elite level grappler. I mean, just competing almost all the time, it seems.
I don't know if she's ever had a break from competition.
No.
As long as I've known her.
I mean, she's 25. At what point would she need one?
But it's so consistent.
Yeah. And this is the game that we're expecting from Ashley Bendle. And this is what's interesting. It's that passing, aggressive passing, that relentless passing of Ashley Bendle, but then that tricksy, leg-locking game, open guard of Sophia Cassella.
I was quite surprised to see Ashley pull guard, but she's ended up exactly probably where she wants to be in any case.
Well, you've got to think, if someone really likes attacking the legs, there's a good chance that if you pull guard, you're going to end up on top anyway, right? Restarting in the center of the mat.
Yeah, I think Ashley is exactly where she wants to be.
I think so.
You can hear her coach.
It's Tom Hardy, isn't it?
No, before everyone gets excited, I mean, you can't say that there's, you can't stand in a women's only grappling event and say that Tom Hardy's in the building, okay? It would be pandemonium. We've got Chris Reese in the corner there doing his best Dan Hardy impression, though.
Dan Hardy?
Tom Hardy.
We said Dan Hardy.
I'd prefer Dan Hardy. So.
I don't. He scored against me in Polaris.
Really? Yeah. Me too, I think.
Actually, not too concerned about attacking this arm on that side. Doing a good job at defending.
Yeah, the interesting thing that we're going to see here is like how, stylistically, how is Sophia going to deal with the pressure? Because, I mean, so far, struggling.
Very nice.
You know, trying to regain this foot here. She's almost got it. Look how flat with that flexor. I mean, fantastic job. But you see how difficult it was to get underneath that foot there. And I think for someone who likes to play with the leg locks, there she's attempting to do it again. I mean, there's almost no clearance between the top of the ankle and the floor there.
Sophia is very, very to her side as well. She needs to be careful because Ashley's going to come around to that back.
Yep.
Especially now the arm's in front.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not the first time that Ashley has competed for a title. She recently, in September last year, I believe it was, on Polaris Grapple Island in Sardinia, competed on relatively short notice as a replacement against Michelle Nicolini. She lost that, but it was arguable that she won it. It was very, very close. Nice. So she really is, you know, she has experience on massive shows in headline events. 4 titles against, I mean, unbelievable, you know, about the highest level opponent that you can get.
Yeah.
Cassella once again able to get to that quarter guard or that 3/4 mount position.
Looks like Ashley's wanting the rear naked choke here. I can see her beginning to sneak her arms in.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Ashley sit backwards for a back take any second now, to be honest, if she can secure a bit more of her chest. Yeah, Sophia doing a good job of turning back in there, but if Ashley can secure more of her chest behind her opponent, she's got the gift wrap, I think we're going to see a back take, and that's going to be a really tough position for the American to deal with.
Really dominant performance now from Ashley.
Yeah.
You know, we had that initial risk with the heel hook, and that it did look tight. And then from there, we've just sort of excelled.
But that's Ashley's game, you know. It's if she's able to get into her flow, if she's able to get any top dominant position, she never gives the space to attack. So when, you know, I've seen on a couple of opportunities when someone has submitted Ashley with leg locks, it's been off scrambles early. It's been quick. The longer a match goes, the more it gets into Ashley's favor. And we saw that in her last match on Enyo against Nina Navid, where Nina had a lot of leg lock attempts early, and kind of the first half of the match was sort of all Nina attempting leg locks and Ashley defending them. But once Ashley started to get into her rhythm, it was one-way traffic and very, very dominant. She just, you know, does this incredibly well.
Is the smother
again.
I think if she can tie up that gift wrap, I just feel like the back take is there.
She's kind of going for the way that her hands are gripped. It looks as if she's going for the gift wrap, coming back for the head and arm triangle, going for the gift wrap, and kind of attacking them both simultaneously. And through to the mount with the head and arm. But Sophia manages to get her feet inside, starting to try to work like a butterfly hook.
Yeah, it looks like she's thinking about attacking that head and arm, doesn't she? She's trying to pass off to it, and the face of Sophia is going quite red there.
Yeah, this
she's doing a
looks
big
tight.
bridge to try and get some space, but Ashley is so tight there, and I think there's a really good chance she passes into mount here, which sort of takes off some of the pressure from the choke, but it's still on tight. It makes me feel that Ashley's not 100% confident in that. I feel like if you're 100% confident, you stay in side control. But she goes, you know what, it's close, but I'm going to make sure that I get a dominant position out of it. And there she is, 3 minutes to go in the match. You can count that as a submission attempt as well. And if there's any doubt that the positional dominance isn't enough to counter the early submission attempt from Cassella, I think we can now say that Ashley is very much on top of the scorecards now.
Looks like a potential Americana attempt as well, if she can bring that elbow to the side of the head. Back to this gift wrap, head and arm kind of position.
Again, just so dominant here.
And back attack. She's possibly going to secure it. She's got that hook towards the back of the knee, which will keep her there. Sophia going for this tripod position, but Ashley really just sticking to her. She's potentially got an armbar attempt here.
Yeah, she's got to be careful. Sophia's got to be careful about being armbarred off of this, or even
or knee
yeah, when you take that leg from here and stretch out. But she defends that pretty fast. I mean, just such methodical, you know, technical, slow and crushing, drowning work from Ashley Bendle, which is exactly what we expect from her. I mean, Sophia Cassella, just very little that she can do.
RF Bradley Hill bringing the athletes back to the centre.
It's a lovely ref.
I believe you know our ref Brad Hill quite well there, Sam. Of course, they're married. You'd hope so. Now we've got Ash on the back here, and Ashley, I should say. Not to confuse her with another high-level grappling teammate of hers in Ash Williams.
Yeah, I mean, they don't look similar at all. So I think
No.
So 50 seconds of the match left. It's been an absolute pleasure watching these girls, and you know, I think Ashley could still easily get it within these 30 seconds. She's been dominant throughout. She looks like she's looking up the clock to see how long she's got left. She wants that submission.
Last 20 seconds here now.
Just an incredibly technical and tight performance by Ashley Bendle. Very, very dominant. I mean, was just in trouble for seconds of this, and otherwise it's been in complete and utter control.
Yeah.
And there we go. I mean, we're all pretty confident of how this decision's going to go. Sophia Cassella very likely going to be the loser of this title match. I'm sure very, very disappointed, just unable to really get her game going at all. There's nothing worse. I mean, but that just goes to show the skill level of Ashley Bendle. Have a look at some of these replays.
Yep, so this was the initial entry, which I think just exposed the wrist to the heel hook. Yeah.
And Ashley here just showing her dominance, showing the game that she's so renowned for.
Yeah, exactly. Just doing her thing.
And the finish with the head and arm triangle. Oh, and here's the wonderful back take. And just the way that Ashley glued to her back there was just fantastic.
Just a great performance. Let's send it down for the last time tonight to our
And
MC
so,
Verity.
ladies and gentlemen, for our main event of the evening, the winner by judges' decision is Ashley Bendle.
Ashley, how does that feel being crowned the first ever Enyo grappling champion?
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Like, at the end of the day, out of one of the biggest teams in the UK that's competing time and time again, it proves it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were saying this is the second time that you've competed for a belt in a grappling show. Very, very close match that you had on Polaris against Michelle Nicolini not long ago. I mean, just before we talk about that, let's talk about the match a little bit. I feel like stylistically it was going to be, she was going to be catching you with the legs early, or you were going to start to get into your game. There was a little bit of danger early on, but as soon as you got into the position you wanted, it was one-way traffic the entire time. Talk me through that a little bit.
I knew Sophia's a good, strong opponent. Like, I've seen her fight before, and I knew she's good at wrestling, good at leg locks. They were my areas to avoid. A lot of the time my weakness is the leg lock area, so it was just trying to capitalize and get out of that straight away, and then my pressure passing took care of itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you do have that shiny belt now. We're going to be expecting you to defend it at some time. Do you have anyone in mind, possibly, for your first title defense?
No. Anyone. At the end of the day, like I said last time, I will face anyone. At the end of the day, if one day I lose the title, I'm losing it to the best. I'm not going to lose it to some unknown.
And, you know, you're such an active competitor. I mean, you're really on a roll at the moment, doing very, very well. What is next on the agenda for you?
To be honest, is take whatever I can. Like, as a team, we're planning different tournaments, and I'm going where I can and fighting the best people I can. Just hunting down, like, fought Tammy Mezmeki, Michelle Nicolini. At the end of the day, they could beat me easily, but I took them the distance, so.
And that was a very, very close match. A fantastic performance by our now champion, Ashley Bendle, everyone.